This is the finger dance, this is the finger dance. Dancing, 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 dancing fingers. Waste of time, waste of time.
Hello everybody, it's time once again for another heaping helping of happiness and joy and turning off my computer screen. That way I don't stare at it. Hey everybody, this is My Profile is Great. It's been quite a long time because, well, this video camera has gone through quite a bit of a journey. And it's a journey I'm going to fill you in on right now. You see, this video camera was borrowed by my mother, and then my mother went to something at my uncle's house, and then it ended up being stuck at my uncle's house because she left it there, and then it ended up being there for a week, and then we got it back, and then we ended up taking it to a Pink Floyd concert, and then it was all beautiful and wonderful, but I never got around to making any videos. And then by the time I got the video camera back, it took me a week to really go, alright, I need to get back into the groove, I need to start creating some masterpieces of Technicolor splashes and just me basically talking into a video camera. Tron Legacy. I saw it, and I'll tell you straight out what I think about it. I'm going to calm myself for a moment. Bit of meditation. Okay, I'm done. The thing with Tron Legacy is, this thing I feel with a lot of these sort of franchises that basically come down the line like 28 years after the original. It's playing mostly off of the nostalgia of people who remember the original fondly, which is okay just as long as it's well executed. I thought it sucked. I thought it sucked big time. And I was quite shocked actually that I seem to be the only one within the group that I'm within my circle of friends that disliked the movie or is even willing to say anything slightly negative about the movie. Almost everything that I've seen has been glowingly positive from the side of people that went to like the midnight screenings and stuff. I mean, you know, it's to be expected. You know, if people like the movie, they like the movie. And for one thing, midnight screenings are a terrible way to judge the overall reception of a film as it comes out because expectations are usually sky high. And typically it sometimes takes a little bit of time to set things in. I'm not saying that, you know, the people that say that they like the movie don't genuinely like the movie because, you know, I'm going to say that I like a lot of stupid shit, and I do. And it's horrible to say that because I literally went out of it and I went, this feels like the Walt Disney Corporation had a nostalgic fecal urgency situation and it just went splattering all over the screen because there is no coherency to this plot whatsoever, and there wasn't all that much to the original Tron either. The difference is that we've been to this world already, okay? I've been to the world of Tron, I've been to the grid, I saw the light cycles, I saw the disc battles. It was all really amazing stuff when I first saw it, you know, a couple years ago when I saw it on DVD, and I went, oh, this is really fun, I like this movie. Now you're going back to Tron Legacy, and besides, you know, the basic plot is a little bit different this time. The entire feeling of it is, let's go back to the grid and let's make it really awesome, like the way the grid probably should have been in the original film, but they didn't have the technology to pull it off. And you're looking at it, and that part of it is fantastic. The visual design, the art style is absolutely phenomenal, and there's not enough good things that can be said about the look of the movie, but the acting is horrible. Oh my god, whoever they got to play Sam Flynn, who's the son of Kevin Flynn, for those of you keeping up with Tron mythology, he sucks. He really fucking sucks in this movie. He can't deliver a line to save his life. One of my favorite things is like, he's in this disc battle to the death and there's things going on everywhere. There's like discs flying and he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fight this battle. Oh, look, I won. Oh, not a moment of excitement or elation or anything. I'm just a product of the Walt Disney Corporation. Hey everybody, I'm your leading man. I'm handsome and I'm charming and I'm making my way through this cyber world that I pretend like I know a lot about, even though I really don't. And I'm like, Dad, you should do this, this, and this. And it's like, son, I made this fucking system. Why don't you listen to me rather than, you know, going off on your own little fantasy, like, let's do this because, you know, I'm smart and everything, even though I don't know anything about the damn grid. This guy, okay, this kid basically gets stuck on the grid, right? And it's basically rehashing a lot of what made the original Tron great. You have him getting thrown into the light cycle sequence, which is, you know, a lot of fun, and the disc battle sequence, which is, again, a lot of fun. Both of those scenes, the first third of the movie is actually pretty okay. I'm not going to say that it was awesome or that it was amazing, because it wasn't. It was basically taking scenes that you're familiar with and doing them better. Like the light cycle sequence, which is amazingly well done. and the disc battle sequence, which was cool as well. The acting was still terrible, and the story still wasn't really going anywhere, but you at least had those action sequences to really elevate the entire story. It's after you get to about, I think, the halfway point that you begin to realize that nothing is really going on in this movie as far as any sort of pathos or any sort of character connection. You've got this entire movie is basically wound around the idea of family connection. I mean, it's called Tron Legacy. It's the legacy of Kevin Flynn down to Sam Flynn. And every single moment that those two are on screen, Jeff Bridges and whoever this new kid is that I don't care to remember the name of, whenever they're together, it feels so awkward. It feels so forced. And I can't help but just think, oh my God, was this like intentional? Did this guy say act as awkward as possible? And it isn't awkward in the sense that, you know, father and son that haven't gotten to see each other for a very long time suddenly reunite and it's kind of like a moment of disbelief. It's just bad direction. It's bad acting. It's bad, I'm not going to say choreography because that's ridiculous. It's bad filmmaking. Anything to do with human beings in this movie is pretty terrible. It's bad. It's very, very bad. Anything to do with basically setting up a huge not Technicolor, like Jesus Christ. You see, I'm so upset that I can't even get my words straight here to properly describe my disappointment with Tron Legacy. Everything that is good with this movie, I'm going to steal directly from Spill, like I probably already have several times before. Everything that's good with it is basically a light show. It's something that you would expect to see from like a Pink Floyd concert or something. That part of it's awesome. Everything that looks like a beautiful like nightclub that you wish you could spend all the night in, that's great. But there has to be an emotional core at the center of all that, and the movie constantly fumbles over that. In the original Tron, you at least had the character of Tron, whom I liked a lot. He wasn't particularly in-depth, but he was our hero. You had Kevin Flynn, who was along for the ride, who was also kind of a hero of the story. And you've got characters that, you know, while they weren't in-depth, you know, they had charisma. Sam Flynn has no charisma. Olivia Wilde has no charisma, other than the fact that she's amazingly hot. That is the one charisma point that she gets, is that Olivia Wilde is amazing to look at, along with all the, you know, techno stuff that's really amazing that's popping in your face. So what can you say about the movie that's positive besides the special effects? I really want to throw this challenge at people because I haven't heard anybody say anything good about this movie other than the fact that, oh, it's Tron and I have nostalgia for Tron. Because really, that's not good enough to say that a movie is truly excellent when all you can really say is, it looked pretty. Okay. Within context, you know, besides it looking pretty, what did it bring to the table? What did the story do? What were the characters involved in? Were there any great key interaction moments that really struck you as interesting? Was there anything going on with the plot that was interesting? I haven't heard anybody say anything except how awesome the light cycle sequence is, and that really disappoints me on a very basic level. So, Tron Legacy, I'm not going to give a star rating to anything anymore because I really feel that it's against the entire point of talking about something, because all of a sudden you're putting a label on it. You're no longer pretty much just discussing your thoughts and feelings and reviewing what you felt was weak in the film. All of a sudden it's become like, well, it's 2-star movie, 1-star movie, 3-star movie, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. So, Tron Legacy, what can I say? I was just so horrifically disappointed by pretty much everything in the movie I felt lacked. And there's been so many instances of this at the theater lately where I've just seen so many things, especially over the last 4 months, which have been just like one disappointment after another. And I was really hoping that, you know, Tron Legacy was going to be like that sweet little bit at the end of all this after the whole line of mediocre movies that was really going to help elevate things. But not particularly, no. It's just another corporate grab, and it certainly feels like it. With all the money that Disney had, that they poured into this film, into the merchandising, into the production, into every single facet to get people into the theater, you think they would have paid a writer and director who knew what they were doing with actual human traits. And that's all I have to say about it, because the computer programs within the world of the grid or feel less artificial than the main character does. And that is just like the worst insult that you can possibly give to an actor, or to a scriptwriter for that matter. Maybe he's not that bad. Maybe he's just struggling with mediocre material. I mean, anybody who's given these sorts of lines are going to have a hard time with them. Okay, this is My Profile is Great, and I am signing out. I hope that, for those of you who loved the movie, I'm very glad that you enjoyed it. Except you're wrong. Horribly, horribly wrong. No, I'm kidding. Mwah.